Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take the notes from your customer form and archive them by saving them in your contact history, which you can view in the contact history form, and we'll do this with one click and a tiny bit of VBA and some SQL. Today's question comes from Grace in Albany, New York, one of my Platinum members. Grace says, I like to keep notes visible on the customer form for the latest info on a client. However, when that's no longer valid and I need to change it with something else, I don't want to lose what was there. Is there a way to archive that information when something new is typed in? Well, yes, Grace, I do the same thing myself. So for example, on the customer form, all right, if this information, let's say, deliver to back porch or whatever notes you want to have in here on your customer, right? All right, so this guy moves, you change all the information. So this is no longer valid, but you don't want to lose it, okay? Now, you can cut this out and then go to the contact history form in here, right? And then just paste that in there, and that's how you save it. That's a lot of work. That's like 6 clicks, right? So wouldn't it be nice if we had a little button we could just click on and it just dumps it in there for you? And then you can type in whatever new information you want, right? That'd be pretty cool, huh? Well, that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Well, I'm all about automating stuff. If I can save you, select the text, copy it, open another form, paste it. Just one click, please. Just let me do it in one click. That's the beauty of Microsoft Access, automating stuff like that, making your workflow a lot easier. If I can save you, 20 seconds every operation times 100 times you do it in a day, well, that's a lot of time, right? Right. If I can save you 10 minutes a day by, automating things and making things easier, that's a whole work week over the course of a year, right? 10 minutes a day. Okay, all right, so how do we do that? Well, this is going to be a developer level video. So if you've never done any VBA programming before, go watch this video first. It's about 20 minutes long, teaches you everything you need to know to get started. Go watch my SQL with Access video. It gives you the basics of SQL, what it is and how it works. You could do this without SQL. You could make it an append query, but we're going to do it with SQL. We're going to put our big boy pants on. And if you're unfamiliar with the database that I'm using, you can go watch this video, my customer context. I'll show you how I built this database, all right, if you want to see how I built it from the ground up. So go watch these videos. They're free. They're on my YouTube channel. They're on my website. Go watch them and then come on back. Okay, so I need some text in here, blah, 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 right? And I'm going to put a button on here that's going to basically copy this stuff into this table and then delete this stuff here, okay? So this is the notes field, right, on the customer form, and it's going into the contact table, okay? We have to set the customer ID equal to that customer ID, the contact date. I think the contact date is defaulted, so we can just use the now that's in the default value for the table, right? Scroll to the bottom and let's see. Yeah, now is in here already. So we don't have to worry about setting the date. So we need the customer ID and the description. Or you can put it in the notes, whatever you want. You can make the description say archived information and put it in the notes, whatever you want to do. Usually I only put short stuff up here. I don't put paragraphs of stuff. So 255 characters is usually good enough. Okay. So at this point, what I'm going to do, since I'm thinking about it, I'm going to open up my notepad. Where's notepad? Give me notepad. I always use notepad a lot, constantly. Actually, what I started doing recently was notepad, if you don't save your work often, you could lose it if there's a power outage or something goes wrong with the computer. I've started to use Google Docs. And I've been using Google Docs to keep stuff open in a web browser. Because when you type stuff into Google Docs, it's kind of like Word. It saves it, but it runs in a browser. So it's really cool. And yeah, I know there's a Word version that runs in the browser too. But I don't know. I like Google Docs. It's a little lighter weight. But anyways, sorry. Contact T is the table. And we need to set customer ID. And we need to set description. All right, description. Those are the fields we need to set. So I just put that there. So I'm going to slide it off to the side over here. And then I can close that. And then I can go to work in here. Okay, we need a button. I'm just going to copy one of these buttons. Copy, paste, Control-C, Control-V. And we're just going to put just put something like that. And we're going to replace it with a picture in a minute. All right, we're going to slide this over the top of the notes field like that. And we're going to rename, let's move it up like just a bit. All right, we're going to rename this guy. Let's call this archive button. Archive button, archive BTN. And that's going to go on my notepad. Archive button. I put this over to the side like right over here, off to the side there, see? All right, just so as I'm working, I'm going to be in the code editor in a minute. I don't want to have to be like, oh, well, what did I name that button? All right, I can just see it right there. It's open. It's on the side. Okay, all right, so put that back over here. All right, we can close this thing, and now I can go right-click, build event, and that'll open up my code editor right there. Okay, so there are two different commands you can use to execute an SQL statement. There's do command run SQL, and there's currentdb.execute. I prefer the latter. I got a whole separate video coming out soon that explains the differences between them, but for now, I'm going to use this, currentdb.execute. That's how you execute an SQL statement. And this is going to be an insert into, which is basically an append query. What table are we inserting into? Contact T. And then what's the field list that you want to insert into? So we've got customer ID and description. Okay, those are the fields in that table. All right, next line. Now, I'm not pulling from records. If I was pulling from records, I could put a select statement here, but I'm not doing that. I'm just putting values in here. So values, and then again, inside of parentheses, all right? Sometimes I like to just put the parentheses in here and just type the values in. So again, it's going to be customer ID, and it's going to be description, okay? But where are we getting these from? So we're getting these from the currently open form, right? So I'm going to replace that customer ID with, I got to close the string and put and customer ID and open the string back up again. Okay? Because customer ID is a field on the currently open form. Okay? Whereas this is a list right over here. This is a list of fields from the table, the contact table. All right? But down here, the values, I want to actually put the value in there. So the number 1 is going to go inside this string. Okay? The same thing with description. Now, description is going to be this notes field. All right, so here I'm not going to call it description. It's going to be notes, but it's got to be the value of notes. So close that, ampersand notes, ampersand, open it back up again. Okay, so now I'm putting the value of notes in there, the value of customer ID in here. But one more thing, customer ID is a number, so I don't need anything around it. Notes is a text string. So what does that need? It needs double quotes. So double quotes there and double quotes there. Yes, I know it's a little confusing. If you're new to it, I have a whole separate video on the double quotes and my concatenation. I talk about single quotes, double quotes, double quotes, and a lot more. And with Microsoft Access, I prefer using the double quotes and not the single quote for a couple of different reasons. I cover it in this video. And go watch that. A lot of SQL Server people, for example, you have to use the single quote. But with Access, I like sticking to the double quotes. All right, so if you want to learn more about that stuff, you'll find links to these videos down below in the links section. Okay, so this line, this will execute, and it will copy the notes for the current customer ID into the contact table. And then when we're done, we're going to set the notes equals to null, right? Just blank it. And then we're going to probably want to me.refresh to save the record. Okay, so save that. Give it a quick debug compile just to make sure our syntax is good. Okay, come back out here, close it, open it up. I got blah, blah there. Click the button, boop, and it goes away. Whoa, okay, let's open up the contacts. And let's open this up a little bit more. Oh, it's right there on top. See, blah, blah. There it goes. Let's put some more stuff in here. See, this is good if, like, you could put this in an event too. You could put this in like the after update event and save every single change. But I don't always want to save every little change. Sometimes I want to delete stuff. In fact, you could make a quick button to delete stuff too. Watch this. Copy, paste, put this over here. That's what I have in my database. I got an archive and I've got a delete button like this. All right, this one will be the delete button. Or delete, let's call it delete notes, delete note button. Keep everything singular. All right, so now in here, all this does is the last two things here. It doesn't archive it, it just deletes it. I like a little quick button to just, delete stuff. So now you can save that, come back out here, you got your little button, you got some stuff, right? And then click, and it just goes away. Okay. And I mean, you could put an input box on here, a message box. Are you sure? In case it's accidental. There's a lot. You could do whatever. Now, I want to change these guys. These little button captions I got in here, they're not very friendly. So let's make these look better. Let's do right click. Get it? Right click and properties. And we're going to find a picture right in here. Pick a picture that you think looks, archivey. I don't know. Up. Oh, looks fine. Maybe down. I don't know. Arrow down. Arrow right. Whatever. Hit OK. This guy, there is a delete picture. I think there's a delete button. Let's see. Where's the little X? Yeah, there we go. And then there we go. Okay, beautiful. Then we can make these a little smaller. Put them in the corners. Like so. Come here. Right there. Looks good, right? Save it. Close it. Now, one problem you might run into, if this is null, nothing really happens. I think it's just going to fill up blank space in here. Let's see. Yeah, you're just getting blank records. So you can just either hide it if you want to not have that display, or you can just check it in the button code. Where's the button? Let's go back. You could say right in here, if is null notes, then exit sub, right? And maybe when we're done, give them a beep. All right, put a beep down there, beep. Save it. All right, what we got? If I click on it now, nothing happens. If I click on it here, type in some stuff. Hit the button. Beautiful. Perfect. And yeah, while you're typing, you can't see the buttons, but that's okay. You don't usually want to click on the buttons while you're typing. You're not going to type something in immediately to just archive it right away. If you want, you can move these down here. Up to you. You can do whatever you want. They're your Legos. Play with them however you want to. All right, now before someone puts it in the comments, yes, I'm aware there's an append-only property where you can save a history of a field. I don't like it. I don't use it. I don't recommend that you use it. See why you shouldn't use it? I got a whole video on why you shouldn't use it and what the proper procedure is, which is basically what I do with my contacts. I put it in a separate table, in a separate form. This thing that I just showed you allows you to put the notes on the customer form. Right? Keep them here. So when someone else in the office opens this up, they see, whatever the relevant information is for this client. But then later on, if this information changes, but you don't want to lose it, you can just archive it. See? And then type in something new. Oh, that's another thing you might want to do. Once you archive it, if you're going to assume the user's going to type something else in new after that, move the focus, right? You click on this button, it's still sitting on the button. How about we put the focus back up here? Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, it'll hide the buttons momentarily, but I think that might be handy. So right in here, maybe after the beep, notes.setFocus. See? All these little control or commands, you just got to learn them. All right, so blah, 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 blah. Come in here, click, bing, done, and it clears it. See? That's kind of cool. And you could do all kinds of stuff. You could do an on-current event that hides these, and then another event after this gets updated that shows them again. Whatever. Again, there's so much you could do with this stuff. My job is just to teach you a little bit at a time, and you can improve your databases as you go along. If you like learning this stuff, you want to learn more with me, I got a whole series of developer classes. I got like 40 some hours worth and counting. I still got lots and lots of topics to cover. But check them out, my developer classes. You'll find them on my website. There's a link right there. And if you want to learn more about SQL, I've got a 3-part seminar series about learning the SQL language as it pertains to Microsoft Access specifically. Because if you know SQL, you can do a whole bunch of stuff inside your database. And if you decide later on to upgrade your backend to SQL Server, well, you already know the language. And it's 90% the same as Access. There's still a few minor differences, and I cover them in my other seminars. But even if you only plan on sticking with just Access for the rest of your career, it's still good to learn SQL instead of having to rely on queries for everything. Okay? Okay. So that, folks, is going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little show more down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.